Congratulations!
Good luck to you and to your future.
That's how proud I am.
UMT was established in 1998. We are a global university. The reason I'm saying that because we have students and graduates in 78 countries.
I was one of the founders of UMT. So back in 1998, I had been on the faculty for 19 years at George Washington University, and then a number of us from GW were intrigued by the idea of alternative forms of education. And at that time, in 1998, there really wasn't online education. Okay, there was some and all, it was kind of experimental, but if you recall, the baud rates for telephone lines was very, very low. So when we started off, we recognized that the technology would improve. So when we began at that time, it was more a hope and a dream and a big risk. And as the years passed, the number of students increased, and then we began, in the beginning we just had a master's degree in project management and an MBA, that was it. So now we have a full run of offerings ranging from associate's degree all the way up to the doctoral degree.
That venture of being able to do a doctorate degree online in that way was new. I also like the fact that when I reached out to the staff to get an understanding and support, you actually had people who took time to listen to your question, clarify what you were trying to get help with, and then they offered very good sound advice.
Well, in my field, being in the military, they're very user-friendly. They were very willing to work with me. I deploy a lot, and I travel a lot in the military. I could always call one of the counselors or instructors, and they were always willing to work with me. So the materials are still challenging, but I knew I had their support, so it made it a lot easier.
That was very appealing, that it was not brick and mortar, and I didn't have to go to a campus someplace and drive there and take away from the work day. The other thing I liked about it after I got involved with the program was that the material was not just death by PowerPoint, it was engaging. So the assignments, I would have to go interview others and ask for support from others, because they definitely challenging exercises.
There were people who were in my cohorts as well as other students at UMT that I reached out to at times where you're feeling frustrated or low, and you're getting that collegiate camaraderie type support. My family was definitely there providing that moral and emotional support.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It was definitely a great accomplishment for him and also for the family.
Yeah, it was really inspirational. It inspired me to do more and helped me to inspire others as well.
I congratulate him. I'm very proud of him.
I'm very proud too.
After high school, he enlisted in the military and started his family, and my parents always strived the importance of education, and so while being an active duty husband, father, he enrolled in school and had to balance work, family, and school life.
So reach this point in your life, it doesn't matter the age or the time. Once you accomplish it, that's a great accomplishment. And I'm ready to be proud of myself and also my father for supporting me.
I'm very excited for my husband. It's been a long journey, hard work, and now it's like payoff time.
Amazingly proud. We've been together about 31 years, and so obviously it's been give and take along the way, and the support that I've received from Donna throughout our military career has been very special, and conversely the support that was provided throughout the educational process I think was felt and shared between us both. So it's been a long journey, but it's been a fun journey.
Next comes our graduates. friends, faculty, and staff. Welcome to the University of Management and Technology 2017 Commencement. For those of you who are able to stand, would you please stand up for our national anthem? Welcome UMT's President, Dr. Yan Yu Chen, to make opening remarks.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good. I'm glad you responded. Welcome everybody. And all of the graduates, family and friends, parents and children, grandchildren, and we love to see you here. I want to let you know how happy we are to see your face, to see your happy face, to see your charitable achievement and everything you have today. The good thing about my job every year during this time is I have privilege to make an announcement to tell you about UMT. So even though we have a number of students here or graduates here, and seems not a big crowd, but however, I want to tell you, you represent 2017 graduating class of 1,119 graduates. Just think about, if all of the graduates here today, we need probably 10 times larger space to host everyone. The interesting part is, I want to tell you a little bit story. I'm going to switch. You'll probably hear my voice is not quite right because I was traveling. Last week I was in Glasgow, Scotland. And I was there for a meeting, for a board of director meeting in the education. And now I toured oldest university in that city, University of Glasgow. It's 565 years old. And the campus is beautiful. And all those 500 years buildings. And I saw the student, I keep thinking about our student. The reason I'm thinking, because I try to make a comparison. So when I make a comparison, I can say, UMT students are so different. Why they are different? Because they are working adults, they are professionals, and they still, as a learner, as young as they can be, as younger student as can be, even as younger as those students on campus, like 18 years old, like students still tour campus with the parents. The parents want to say whether the Glasgow University of Glasgow is their university. So you choose UMT. Do you know why you choose UMT? Because you're global learners. You're the one people, as students, as alumni, make UMT history. UMT is global university, and we have this marvelous global learning community. Let me give you some number. Since 1998, UMT has had 19,925 students study at UMT from 50 states in the United States and the District of Columbia and 4 U.S. territories, and especially from 78 countries. So when I talk to some university presidents and deans, and if it's campus-based university, very few universities, colleges would have students from so many countries. So we are so proud of you to help us to create this global learning community. So the reason I want to compare the University of Glasgow with the University of Management and Technology is we are creating different model of higher education learning. Okay, moving forward, the more and more people, the generation after generation, we will take you as an example. They are going to be a lifelong learner. They are going to continue their study. They are going to use different models and different, whether it's distance education, whether it's online education, whether it's campus education. And they are going to adopt them, to benefit them, to gain the knowledge, to acquire the skills, and eventually turn those learned knowledge skill to benefit their family, their profession, their community, and their country. So we are so proud of you. And being the first generation of global learner, we thank you all to make UMT possible as a global university. Congratulations, all the graduates here today, and also all the graduates not able to come here for the graduation. We are proud of you, and I hope you are proud of yourself, and take what you learned, take your degree, do great things. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Dr. Jeffrey Webster, is a graduate from the Doctor of Business Administration program this year. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I just wanted to say this before I got into my speech. Dr. Frame told me many years ago that one day he was going to make me speak in front of some folks. How true it is, because here I am. It is an honor and a privilege to have been invited to participate in this year's commencement ceremony. I want to sincerely congratulate everyone who is graduating today. Give yourself a quick hand. The road to attaining a degree is full of impediments and is often long. Mercifully, it is a road where others are present to help you along. Family is there for moral support, friends providing unwavering encouragement, fellow students giving communal sustenance, and then obviously the faculty providing intellectual stimulation. As I think back over the years that I've spent in finally attaining my doctorate degree, my mind is filled with various memories. Today I would like to share with you some of these memories as points of inspiration and strength. I graduated high school with highest honors. I was magna cum laude, and immediately pursued my bachelor's degree. After 1 year of college, I was forced to transfer schools due to the lack of funding, even though I had a 3.75. Fortunately, I had been accepted into a management program at Procter & Gamble from high school, and as a college student, this program allowed me to work during the school years in order to pay for some of my tuition. After another year of successful year of college, I was given a small scholarship due to my grades being good and being a very good student on campus, volunteering my time to help others. Both resulted in me getting a better position at Procter & Gamble, where I moved from working in warehousing as a junior manager over to IT, working as a systems analyst, writing new applications. The struggle to pay for school continued, but I managed to make ends meet by working odd jobs overnight, in addition to work assignments at Procter & Gamble. From this commitment, I graduated with a bachelor's in computer science and had several years of great work experience. I wanted to pursue a master's, but had too much school debt, even with the scholarships and things, you know. And my parents didn't have a lot. Their budget was tight. So I decided to go ahead and work full-time, pay off my debt, and pursue a college degree. I mean, a graduate degree at a later date. To my surprise, later meant registering to get an MBA program, or registering to pursue an MBA after I was married, after I had my first child, and after working for a new company, living in a new city, 8 years later, after getting the bachelor's degree. About this time in my life, educational programs existed to allow one to get a college degree via distance learning programs, but I chose the traditional path because their curriculums at that time received more notoriety, more recognition. I completed my MBA within 3 years and was one of 2 people selected to relocate after the employer I was working for was bought by another company. My education plus my work experience were major influencers in me being selected to stay with the new organization. One of 2 people able to move. Here we are 19 years later. I attained a doctorate degree from UMT. Why did it take so long, you ask? As you can imagine, I've had a very busy career, working across different industries, progressing from lower to upper management. I was not in a situation to drop everything and just go back to school full-time on a campus. In addition, my work responsibilities required that I travel, and so therefore it was not conducive to me attending physical classes in one location. I knew I had the skill to complete a doctorate degree, but the options to do so seemed limited. Over time, online programs gained more attention. Educational accolades and accreditations were noted to them. This led me to seek a program that offered the right major, challenge, and flexibility. I researched programs for over 2 years. I came across the University of Management of Technology and learned how I pioneered a doctorate program online, and it was the first to be globally accredited by the Project Management Institute. Global accreditation for a doctorate program online from a prestigious institution. My time at UMT was not easy, but it was made better by the staff who provided a lot of encouragement and guidance. Because of this experience, I stand before you here as a humble success story of what can be done when we apply ourselves and connect with the right resources. Today, my research has been published in an article, and it's already being evaluated for by a prestigious professional institution as a journal entry. Before closing, I wish to leave you with a few thoughts. If If you ever feel nothing else can be done, laugh. There's always some way to move forward, but it's impossible to see until you laugh. I almost quit school because several negative things were occurring in my life simultaneously. The pain of these events weighed heavily upon my mind until somebody told me to just laugh. So I laughed. The laughter brought back good thoughts and provided insights on how I could press forward. Remember to laugh. When you're frustrated, use your frustration as a motivation to pause and think quietly. Take a lesson from Jimmy Neutron, who was the cartoon character who was labeled the boy genius. Regardless of how bright Jimmy was, he realized that he could not solve every problem, at least by himself. So what he would do is pause. Think about that. He would pause. Take a moment to think. The results were some type of brain blast that involved him executing a plan with the help from others to resolve the issue. Laugh. Use frustration as a motivator by pausing and thinking. The third point, sadness engulfs us when traumatic events happen, and they're going to happen. From experience, I suggest you treat sadness as a temporal phenomenon that it is meant to be. Temporal means for a short while, that short period of time. Use it to shed tears, to relieve stress, to show respect for grief towards others, to open your eyes to realizing we all have hurtful, heartfelt moments. But above all, leverage sadness as a guardrail, not a barrier, but a guardrail to prevent you from falling off track. And fourth, in the Bible, Psalms 35 states, "For his anger endureth but a moment, and his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning." Always know that in spite of all the things that are happening in your life at a particular time, that joy, true joy, is always at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
Our next UMT graduate representative, Dr. Chi Pei Jing, who has also earned his DBA from UMT in 2017.
Good morning, everyone. I can speak Chinese. Okay? What language I can say? British English? I can't. American English? I can't. I only can say Chinese English. Today here, you may hear my speak in Chinese English. Dear Dr. Professor Jane Davidson friend and wife, President of UMT, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to speak here as a Chinese graduate of University of the Management and technology. I am not only engaged in studying prevention and control of the geological hazards, but also in managing enterprises. 4 years ago, I was lost in management world because of the continuous expansion of my company. Luckily, I enrolled in the University of the Management and Technology. However, the learning is very an easy task, especially for those students who face the difficulties in balancing work and study. I am chairman of 3 enterprises and the president of Chengdu Copy Consolidated Engineering and Technology Research Institute. Time is precious to me. In order to complete my studies, I would rather put down my work than lose time to study. I would rather lose sleep than lose time to study. I would rather give up all the time which may be given up than lose time to study. Over 4 years, I lost a lot, but I have got much more. Doctoral dissertation is an academic paper written by the doctoral students. It is required that the author has large amount of theoretical knowledge, unique insight, independent scientist, research ability, and the ability to organize the language, and so on. Paper should be innovative and contribute to research in the student's field of study. Therefore, it is very important that the doctoral student writes the dictation, and it is taken seriously. This process is very hard, but also from the worthwhile challenges and great spirit. In order to write my paper under the guidance of 3 instructors, I spent 2 years modifying my paper more than 10 times. With great help of all of you, I am honored to have finished my studies and earned a doctorate degree. We come from all corners of the world and have joined together for a great purpose, that is to share our knowledge. As a result of a few years of hard work, we have completed our studies. However, accredited doctorate is only the first step in a long march of 10,000 kilometers. Even if this step is very tried, it is tentatively tiring the comparison to what is to come. Our school is different from other schools in that it has not only given our knowledge, but also given us culture, innovative idea, method of thinking, and challenge of hard work. We should make positively contribution to the progress of the society by the knowledge we have learned from our school. This is our responsibility and our mission. Standing here, I found it difficult to find the exact word to express my jubilant mood. I could only say one word: thanks. Thanks to Dr. J. Dancing Friends. Thanks to University of the Management and Technology. Thanks to the faculty of the University of the Management and Technology. Thanks to Mr. Jiang Zifang, the leader of UMT Peking Learning Service Center, and faculty of UMT Peking Learning Service Center. Thanks to my mentor, Professor Zhou Weiguo, and so on. Thanks to all the people who have helped us during our study. Thanks to our families. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Webster and Dr. Jing, for sharing their background and their stories. Our next speaker, Dr. David Burke, is one of our UMT faculty. If you have taken graduate level management courses in the past few years, you most likely would have had have worked with Dr. Burke.
Now you get Southern English. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to thank Dr. Chen, Dr. Frame, members of the UMT faculty for the opportunity to just say a few words this morning. And that's congratulations, you made it. Today it's exciting to be here to celebrate your achievement, your degree. And this is a cornerstone of the educational foundation that you've built with UMT. And while I'm excited to be here today to celebrate this with you, I am even more excited about what you're going to build on that foundation tomorrow. The question is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to build? What are you going to invent? Who are you going to meet? And whose lives are you going to impact? You see, these are stories that are yet to be written, and you're going to write them. And we're excited. We, the faculty, we're proud of you, and we're excited about helping you get ready to live your dreams and make the most of your lives. And I can assure you that if you use what you've learned with UMT, you will be successful. And I want you to remember that the greatest feeling of success, the greatest reward, and the greatest sense of satisfaction is going to come from the investment that you make in other people and how you help them. And I can say that because I've had a successful career outside of UMT, but it's been UMT that has offered me the opportunity and the ability to feel the greatest sense of success, and that's through the honor and privilege of helping you in any way that I can as a member of the faculty. And I think that I can say this for the other faculty members. See, we continue to learn. We learn from you as we teach you. Well, I've learned the size of an Army infantry squad. I've learned about the stresses of being an Air Force mechanic. I've learned about some of the stress of balancing schoolwork with your regular job and your family lives. These are all what make us who we are, and as we continue to learn from each other, our lives become more enriched lives. They're more interesting. We have more to offer. And so I thank you, and I thank UMT for that opportunity. And now, here's the challenge. When you feel that urge to help someone, do it. As the saying goes, you'll be glad you did. Thank you, and we wish you the best.
Thank you, Dr. Burke. Last but not least, please welcome UMT's academic dean, Dr. J. Davidson Friend.
Okay, just check my watch to make sure it's still morning. So good morning.
Good morning.
I'm very pleased to be here and to have a chance to see our graduates face to face. When you have an online program, sometimes you get very close to the students, and especially when you're dealing with research papers and you have comments to make, and then they make comments back, and then we participate in the forum. It's great then finally to put faces on some of the names, and then to see brand new faces and learn new names as well. So it's always at these commencement exercises, it's always a privilege to be here, and I really enjoy them. I also want to point out who some of the people are who are sitting up here. You've already met a number of us, but we also have very important guidance and input that we get from outsiders, okay? And one of them is Dr. Robert Butch. Can you raise your hand there? Okay. And, he and I, by the way, Dr. Chen, myself, Dr. Butch, okay, Dr. Watson, other people, we constitute what's called the George Washington University Mafia. Okay, the UMT was the whole organization. Our programs are all modeled after the programs that we ran back in our GW days. So if you're not happy with our program, don't blame us, blame the George Washington University, okay? I've known Dr. Vogt from well more than 20 years, okay? Next to him, Dr. Rudy Watson. Okay, there you go. UW Mafia, and both the two of them they meet with us once or twice annually to critique our academic programs, and they're very important. The feedback they give us is very important to help guide us to move forward. Okay, and then Professor Greg Mark, right there. If you're an undergraduate, you may know him fairly well, because for the last 8 or 9 years or whatever, he's been the undergraduate dean. So he has a lot of interaction, particularly with all students, but particularly with the undergrad. So you may have actually talked with him on the phone, Greg Mark. Okay. So I want to thank these folks, okay, for all the guidance that you've been giving and to help you provide and to help UMT be what it is. Thank you. Okay. Also, I'd like to make a follow-up comment to what Dr. Chen was talking about being a global university, because even as she was mentioning that, because we have operations, we have students from 74 different countries, okay? We're very active in the Far East, in Egypt, and a number of other countries. We have right now, where's Rosano Tavares, we've been asked who's traveled the farthest to get here. Rosano flew in all the way from Brazil to come here. Okay. He just traveled the farthest. We have 15 students who flew in from China, Taiwan, Hong Kong. So you can see the point is that that's obvious global. Okay? I mean, in a sense, we have students from all over the world, and they're very devoted. But as you were talking, I was thinking, because I'm very active in the graduate level, working with students and grading papers and talking and giving advice and all that. And it dawned on me that our global goes way beyond that. Okay, because we have a whole bunch of our students, okay, who are very proud of, who've been deployed in Afghanistan, okay, Iraq, and other places that they're not permitted to tell us, okay? But for our students, how many of please raise your hand as high as you can for the graduates of those of you who have been deployed. Look at that. Thank you for your service. Okay, but when you talk about it, and it shows up in the papers that they write, student papers. They'll point out about cultural differences and some of the experiences they had in Afghanistan and Iraq. During the Iraq War, okay, that was very nerve-wracking for us, because we would be having students who in the middle of a phone call says, okay, I got to go off and I've got to do 2 days of duty on the road and all that, but I'll finish this conversation when I get back. And then we're sitting there waiting for the phone to ring 2 days later just to make sure they made it through safely. So yeah, we are global, and it's not just our faculty and our sort of standard students, but we're also global in that we have a substantial base of students who have served in the military and who have served our country overseas and who have a fair amount of experience now on what it means to live outside the United States. So that's great. Okay, I'm going to also thank our speakers. Okay, so we have Dr. Cheen, okay, Dr. Webster, they had to prepare for those presentations, and I think all of them were very inspiring. Okay, and what I'll do is wind up by giving a speech, not a speech, making a point that I've been making for many years, because when I was at George Washington University, guess who is chairman of the commencement committee? Okay, so I can't tell you how many commencement services I've attended. Now notice I didn't say graduation, I said a commencement. And then, so I had never been to a commencement where someone didn't make the point I'm about to make now. So I feel compelled. I'm the one who's the only one here who feels strongly about making it. Okay, and that is that every graduation, including my own graduations decades ago, some speaker points out that there's a reason why we call this a commencement, because it's a beginning. So you finished your degree, you've been working towards a degree, so in a sense that's a termination, I guess, or a conclusion. Okay, and you are graduating, we're going to confer degrees upon you, but it's called commencement because, like Dr. Burke said, actually all three indicated, where do you go from here? Okay, that's what you should be thinking about, what you are thinking about. So, again, remember that this ceremony that we have here, it's called a commencement for a good reason. It's a beginning, okay, for the next stage of your life. So we wish you well on that next stage. The very final point I'm going to make, and I'm going to probably get Lola Wang upset. Where are you, Lola? Okay, because I'm kind of cutting short some stuff here, but I do want to remind the graduates that we have, you've seen the website. I hope you've seen the website. If not, I don't know how you got through the program. But if some of you are going to the website, yeah, just ask the guy next to you, they'll give you the address, okay? But if you see the website, you'll always see these photos of Iwo Jima and the hat. So that's what happens today when we're done with the ceremony, and Lilo Wang will go ahead and give the details again. I just want to make sure, because I've been at some of these events where some of these students, no matter how much we announce it, just didn't fully pick up on it. And what we'll do is we have buses, right? Okay, so we'll have buses for the graduates. Okay, we'll go out there, the whole thing will take maybe 20, 25 minutes, and we'll get that great photo showing you tossing your caps into the air and having that great shot in front of the memorial that memorializes the heroic efforts of past generations of soldiers in the United States. So stay around, don't go rushing out. We also will have refreshments afterwards. So thank you very much, and good luck, and actually I'd like to say good skill in the rest of your career and in your lives. And thank you, family, for supporting these people. The family is what often makes a difference between having a good experience, going through the education, and having just a so-so experience. So thank you, family and friends, for supporting our students. Thank you.
Graduates, please follow UMT staff's instruction to line up and receive your diploma. Doctor of Business Administration, 2017.
Congratulations.
Qipei Jing, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017. Nelson V. Avila-Noza, Bachelor of Business Administration in Management, 2017. Also working on Executive Certificate in Acquisition Management. Lenora A. Bennikin, Associate of Business Administration, 2017.
Thank you.
Xin Bian, Master of Science in Management, Project Management, 2016. Lindsay E. Brockington, Master of Science in Management, General Management, 2017.
So you got some family.
Felicia Birch, Master of Business Administration in Project Management, 2016.
I recognize that name.
She's also Delta Epsilon Tau Honor Society recipient. She's also working on her DBA. Zhe Kai Chen, Doctor of Business Administration, 2016.
Congratulations.
Tiffany N. Claudio, Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, 2016, and Master of Science in Homeland Security, 2017. She's also working on Bachelor of Business Administration in HR. Christopher J. Keller, Bachelor of Business Administration, HR Management, 2017. He's also working on MSM in General Management. Daniel M. DeCastro, Bachelor of Science in Engineering Management, 2017. Magna cum laude. Isaiah R. Escobar, Bachelor of Business Administration in Management, 2017. He's also working on MSM in Acquisition Management. Maurice J. Harris, Associate of Science in Criminal Justice, 2013. Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, 2015. And Master of Science in Criminal Justice, 2017. Jasmine S. Huggable, Associate of Science in Criminal Justice, 2017. She's also working on Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. Yu Fu Hu, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017.
Congratulations. See you later.
Yi Xu Huang, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017. Jing Yi Huang, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017. Chao Jiang, Master of Science in Management, Project Management, 2016. Kermit L. Joseph, Associate of Science in Criminal Justice, 2015. Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, 2017. He's also working on Master of Science in Criminal Justice. Guang Yan Li, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017. Zheng Xiong Li, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017. Ray Wei Ling, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017.
Thank you.
Xiao Hui Ma, Master of Science in Management, Project Management, 2017. She's also working on her doctorate degree.
Congratulations.
Robert E. Martin, Management, 2016. He's also working on Master of Science in Criminal Justice.
Good luck on
Tia L. Middlewood, Bachelor in Business Administration, HR Management, 2017. Jocelyn A. Moore, Bachelor in Business Administration, IT Management, 2017, magna cum laude. Quinlan Nicholas Jr., Bachelor in Health Administration, 2016. Business, Project Management, 2015. Gus Ciegas,
Excellent. Thank you.
Sarah B. Stoughton, Bachelor in Business Administration, Management Major, 2014. Master of Science in Management, General Management, 2016. Li Banji Sunder, Master in Business Administration in Project Management, 2017. Rosano S. Tavares, Doctor in Business Administration, 2015. Eric S. Taylor, Associate in Business Administration, 2011. Bachelor in Business Administration, Management Major, 2013. Master in Business Administration, General Management, 2016. Adrian Y. Chana, Bachelor in Science, Information Technology, 2017.
Congratulations.
Wu Chen Wang, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017. Anthony L. Washington, 2015. Li Zhang, Doctor of Business Administration, 2017. Now Dr. Frame will officially confer the degrees. All graduates, please stand up.
When we're done with that, when we're done with this, okay? So by the power conferred in me by the state of Virginia, I now officially announce that the degrees are conferred upon you. So congratulations.
Congratulations to all of our graduates. Our undergraduate team, Mr. Greg Mark, has announced their name.
Hi, I'm Greg Marks. Dr. Fraser mentioned me a minute ago. Besides being an executive dean, I'm a director of IT. We've been discussing having an alumni association for the online portion of UMT for actually quite some time now. Our Hong Kong and China students already have an alumni association, so we figured it's about time that we have one for all of our students. The UMT Alumni Association is now actually live. some months ago, we started letting people sign up, but there was very little for you to see once you signed up. But there's been things going on in the background. For people who have signed up, and actually 10 of you already have, there's now a alumni home in the student portal. So if you signed up and you haven't logged on in a while, log on and you'll see now an alumni home where before you saw an alumni sign up. If you haven't signed up, it's time to do that. There's no cost. It'll take you about 5 seconds, I guess. Besides being a member, there are additional roles that you can choose to be part of or not. The vast majority of our students come to us either because of referral, basically. So most of you know what one of those roles is. You either came to us by a referral or you have referred students. So we have a role called ambassador, and that's kind of what an ambassador is, someone that talks for UMT, answers questions, eventually, hopefully, maybe goes to, for instance, we just went to a military education fair in Arlington, but we were invited to them all over the country. And a local ambassador may very well be willing to go to one of those education fairs. So, and there's other roles besides ambassador, and you don't have to have any special role. You can just be an alumni, just be a member, sign up, check in, see what's happening. The content that's there right now is a little minimal, but it's growing every day. Well, I shouldn't say every day, every week or so. Something you may not know is that all the software used at UMT, the student portal, the website, the learning platform, all that, I write. So if you have suggestions, problems, questions, especially with alumni because it's new, come see me, I'm here. So, congratulations on your graduation. Those of you I worked with, I hope I wasn't too mean. I hope I helped you. And thank you.
We have prepared a reception outside. That will start right away. And graduates will be gathered at 11:45 a.m. to take a short 5-minute bus ride to Iwo Jima Memorial for a class photo. Please listen to the announcement for the bus ride and do not miss the bus. Family and friends can wait either at the theater for us to bring the graduates back, or you may feel free to drive to Iwo Jima and meet your graduate there. We expect to be back by 12:30. Please follow faculty procession. Please allow faculty recession followed by graduate recession before you exit the auditorium. Congratulations again to all of our graduates, and thank you all for coming. Music, please. 6.
there are a number of different enterprise program management opportunities that exist in financial services and healthcare, and I like both industries, and I want to pursue those options and expand on my career and what I've learned. I also want to take the time, and I've already started taking the time to take what I've learned and using it in the community from a nonprofit standpoint. There's some churches that are taking the time to start community centers where they want to feed the homeless, as well as have daycare, as well as gyms for kids, and it's just taking the knowledge and sharing it and helping.
I'm going to stay with my current employer, DAU. It's Defense Acquisition University, and it's a military university. That's one of the reasons why I've had an opportunity to do the research and apply a lot of what I learned at UMT where I work.
I've been a professor for more than 30 years, and to me, one of the highlights of the academic year is the commencement. And so going through a commencement like this, and I'm looking out and you can see the eyes of the students, and in particular we have a fair number of military students, and to recognize the service, because they've all been in, many of them have been in combat zones. So then I feel doubly proud.
You know, I'm surprised at how emotional I got when you walk into the auditorium and everybody's applauding, and you know, because I graduated, what was it, over a year and a half ago. 2015 is when I completed the program, and you walk into the auditorium and it just kind of washes over you, and everybody's applauding, and I got a little teary.
I'm so proud of you, and you have proven as a new generation of higher education learner, and I hope you bring the knowledge you learned and skill you acquired to benefit your family, yourself, your organization, your community, and your country.
Okay, I wish to say to the class of 2017, and there are 1,119 of you, I'd like to say congratulations on completing your degrees.
Hey fellow students, I just want to say we've come a long way. It was a huge, huge challenge, but we made it to this end point. But this is not the end. We need to take what we've learned, apply it not only at home, but at work, but whatever we can do to encourage others to pursue a degree. Bachelors, associates, masters, or even a doctorate. And it may take a while, you may have many different challenges, many different people who say that you can't make it, but you can. Step at a time, stay focused, be respectful, be humble, but most of all, pursue to be able to help others deliver as well. Thanks for giving me this moment to chat with you.